first time in history, all 4 belts in the cruiserweight division will belong proudly around the waist of one man.
Just to give you an idea, this is David Higgins, who is our promoter. This is Kevin Barry, Joseph Parker's trainer. Obviously, there's been some news break in the last couple of hours. They're both here to answer those questions. And we will send out a press release with the orthopedic surgeon's comments on it a little bit later after this press conference. And you're free to go whenever you're ready.
Kevin, can you just walk us through the surgery that Joe's had for his elbow?
Well, firstly, I'm not a doctor or a specialist, but in layman's terms, what I can tell you is this. For the last 2 years, in fact over 2 years, we've been dealing with a bone issue in Joe's left elbow and then later in his right elbow. Now this probably happened, we believe, as his technique improved, his body type developed and he got stronger and more powerful. His punches were coming out a lot faster and with a lot more power. We had numerous bone chips in his left elbow. We had bone growth on both sides of the elbow, and also where the actual elbow socket rolls into, Joe was unable to straighten his arm because the socket had calcified over. So the surgery was to remove all that bone, to get rid of the pain that we've had to work through for the last 2 years, and to get Joe back punching like he was in 2014-15. A lot of people will say to us, why did you not get the surgery earlier? What actually happened was we were looking to get the surgery early 2016, and through the great work of our promotional team, we were able to get a fight against Carlos Takam for the mandatory with the IBF, which at that time was putting us in position to fight Anthony Joshua. So we decided that the option was too great, and we worked through it, and straight after that we sat down as a team again and said, okay, we now have the mandatory, let's think about getting the surgery done. And of course Tyson Fury gave the belts up. We were presented with a major opportunity in fighting Andy Ruiz for the WBO title that we accepted, and once again we put the surgery off. So this has been happening for the last few years. We are very happy now that Joe, for the first time in 2 years, has been pain-free in the gym. We've had a very enjoyable training camp where we've been able to get the sufficient work, the correct sparring. I haven't had to stop sessions short like I have been doing for the last 2 years, and I haven't constantly had to manage the pain. So we're very happy with the outcome. We appreciate the work that Craig Ball did. I think he's probably the best elbow surgeon in our country, and I think he was even surprised with how well Joe came through both the surgeries. So look, it's an exciting time for us. It's an enjoyable time for Joe because for the first time in 2 years he's pain-free.
And does he have a knockout punch on him now?
Joe's always had a knockout punch, but one thing I can tell you is this: his punches are delivering at a lot faster, a lot snappier. He's throwing more punches. He's a lot happier in the gym now than what he was.
In the mind, and only revealing this now, what does that psych out the other guys?
Well, I don't know.
Are you hoping it psychs out the other guys?
No, I think what has actually happened was, there's been a story released. We want to be very transparent, and that's why we're commenting on it now. Like if people actually look, there's been a lot of footage of Joseph Parker out there in the last 8 weeks. In Vegas, the weather's a little warmer than here. He's been training in a singlet, a tank top, a t-shirt. You can see the surgery on both his elbows. You can see the scars there. So it's not like we've been trying to hide it.
Can you clarify when exactly that surgery was?
The surgery was November 25 on his left elbow and December 1 on his right elbow.
There'd been some criticism that perhaps some of his last fights he hadn't brought out his A game. Do you think this may potentially be the reason why?
I think it's got quite a bit to do with Joe's performances in 2017. A lot of people were critical, especially in the Fury fight. Why was he leading with so many left hooks? What happened to the double, triple jab that Joseph Parker is famous for? Well, I think we can see what happened to the double and triple jab. The reason why he was leading with left hooks is that he took straight to the
And so what do you think this means in terms of his form now and how competitive this fight's going to be?
one thing I can tell you is the Joseph Parker that will step into the ring on the 31st of March will be a much improved version of the 2017 Joseph Parker who fought Huey Fury and Razvan Kajan.
Dave, what do you make of the smack talk that we heard from Anthony Joshua yesterday saying he doesn't like Joseph Parker, he thinks he's a weird character?
Yeah, look, I heard that, and I think he also accused me of being weird.
Backstabber, I think he would.
Well, look, Anthony Joshua shouldn't be worrying about David Higgins. He's fighting Joseph Parker. The talk is done. Eddie and I did a lot of talk, and we made a deal. It's a good deal. Everyone's happy. Now it's about Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker, not Eddie Hearn or David Higgins. So AJ, I don't know why he's worrying about me. I haven't heard him once critique the strengths and weaknesses of Joseph Parker. Anthony Joshua should be talking about Joseph Parker's strengths and weaknesses, which is what we've been doing, and criticised for it. But that's what this is about now. It's the calm before the storm. You aren't going to hear any smack talk from me. My job is done. This is about Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua.
Well, Eddie Hearn was also suggesting that you were talking trash back in New Zealand, but when you came over here, you didn't kind of follow through, that you were perhaps a bit gutless.
Well, first, I wasn't talking trash. I was talking fact about Joshua's jaw. He has been dropped. That's not trash talk, it's fact. Second, that was to get the deal done. Once the deal is done, there's no more need. Eddie was probably disappointed that I didn't perform for him at the press conference. Sorry, Eddie. If you want to make a scene, do it yourself.
What do you think of the blatant snubbing of New Zealand and Samoan media, the only two nationalities of Joseph Parker, the only media that Anthony Joshua didn't speak to yesterday?
Make your own mind up. Some people are humble and some pretend to be humble. And I'll let the public make their mind up. But for those Kiwi journalists to drive all the way to Sheffield and for him to walk out and leave them standing, that says something. It goes to character.
And for our colleague to fly all the way from Samoa as well.
Samoa's a long way, and hopefully Anthony Joshua makes time for our colleague from Samoa next time we meet.
Could just say that Kevin has gone out of his way for the British journos in the last 7 weeks. You've had how many journos, British journos?
8 weeks, a lot. You know, we've had a very busy household of media from the UK. We've had them for breakfast, we've had them for lunch. You know, we've had them in the gym with us all day. You know, some of the teams were with us for 3 days at a time. So, you know, we've been very inviting and we've opened our gym and our home to them.
Did you guys know that was going to happen? Was that orchestrated in any way?
Sorry,
The walkout.
Yeah.
First I heard about it was when TVNZ called me. Knew nothing about it.
It is a little disappointing. You know, there's two fighters in this fight. This is a world unification fight, the first one for 8 years. This is not just about Anthony Joshua. There is an undefeated world WBO heavyweight champion called Joseph Parker, and his people are here from New Zealand and they're here from Samoa. Show them a little bit of respect. Hopefully he will get off his high horse, and when we sit down and have the press conference next week, he will speak to the media who are here and give them the respect that they deserve, as we have done to the UK media.
Can we just talk quickly about Joseph Parker? I mean, the bookies certainly the odds of favouring Anthony Joshua, but anyone who knows boxing is saying the fight's going to be quite close. So can you tell us a little bit about how you see the fight playing out?
Well, I wish I had a crystal ball. I know in my mind how I'd like to see the fight play out. I think it's a very competitive fight. I think style-wise it's a very good matchup. I think the bookmakers have bought into this marvel of Anthony Joshua. I think they overread the Klitschko performance. We're talking about a 41-year-old man who looked pretty sloppy in his fight before that. You know, Joseph Parker is a young, hungry guy. You know, the bookmakers over here don't seem to give him much of a chance, which I tell you what, we've actually welcomed this training camp because it's taken all the pressure off us. All the pressure is on Joshua in this fight. The surprise will be Joseph Parker.
Johnny Nelson saying yesterday that he'd seen Joe Parker last week and that he was looking lean and fitter than ever. What can we expect in the weigh-in?
When he says he saw him, he saw him on TV?
I think we saw him in person a couple of days ago.
We haven't seen Johnny since we've been here.
Well, maybe you saw him on TV, but he was still
He
full of
still thought he
braces.
looked, thought he looked lean.
Yeah.
What can we expect?
Well, I tell you
in the
what, everyone who's looking at Joseph Parker is saying the exact same thing. They've never seen his skin looking so shiny. He looks healthy. We've had a very good training camp. He's looking very lean.
You might have to do that answer again.
You know, look, anyone who has seen Joseph Parker since we arrived here in London knows that the man they're looking at is a different athlete than the one they saw in 2017. He is lean, he looks healthy, he is glowing, he has a huge confidence about him. You know, we're here to win this fight. We've prepared well, we've waited a long time for this fight. This is a fight that's been in the making probably for the last 3 years. So, you know, both teams know each other very, very well. It's a very good matchup between two undefeated, two young, hungry fighters. And, you know, the British public need to have a look at it and notice that there's two undefeated fighters in this fight, not just one.
And no handshakes for Joseph Parker next week, is that right?
Well, you know, I think it's just a lot of fighters and a lot of athletes do that. And in fact, a lot of people do it in general. You know, we're coming out of the winter here. There's a lot of bugs floating around, and you know, everyone wants to pat Joe on his back and shake his hand and get a photo taken with him, and that drives me crazy. So no, it's a fist pump, and when I can, I have him wearing gloves all the time.
Kevin, let's just go back to the surgery. Is that the reason why the announcement of this fight was delayed till the mid-month in January?
No, I think yes, it is. You're right.
The date of the fight was down to venue. Eddie was looking at O2. We talked about Principality, and we both agreed that a fight like this would sell 100,000 tickets. So I said, we've got to look at Principality. So Eddie came back and said it's available on March 31, which happens to be Easter Sunday in New Zealand, but the date in this case was governed by venue availability and recovery time, but that was within a window.
Can we talk about the rematch clause? I understand it's 9 months from the date of victory on 31st March.
Yep, that's correct. Should Parker win, there technically should be a rematch within 9 months' time.
So in that time frame, you think that Joe will take another fight?
No. The rematch would be Joshua.
I realise that. But in that 9 months, while waiting for this rematch...
No, sorry.
Yeah.
The rematch doesn't have to be 9 months out. Okay. It has to be within 9 months.
Within 9 months.
The obvious place to do it would be an outdoor stadium in the European summer.
Right. July, August,
Yes.
September. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
No, very good, thank you.
All right. Hey, thank you very much.
Time in history, all 4 belts in the cruiserweight division will belong proudly around the waist of one man.